Cruise lines love to show you the dream: blue water, endless buffets, and smiling crew members. But behind that perfect picture are secrets they never talk about. Secrets that could cost you hundreds, ruin your sleep, or quietly make your cruise far less magical. These are the truths only crew members and veteran cruisers whisper about after hours, the things the brochures leave out for a reason. Stick around, because what you learn today will completely change how you cruise. And secret number 7 shocks even the most loyal Royal Caribbean fans. Secret 1. The free cruise that isn't free. That $4.99 cruise deal you just booked? It's not really $499. Most passengers discover too late that the fare is just the starting point, a teaser. Cruise lines make their real profit from what happens after you board. Take this story. A couple books a 3-night Bahamas cruise for $499 each, thinking they scored the deal of the year. But by the time they disembark, their final statement shows a balance of $380 for port fees, mandatory gratuities, soda package upgrades, and even service recovery charges. No one explained those at booking. Most passengers swipe their key cards freely, believing they're on a cashless vacation. But that convenience hides the real total until the very end, when you re-trapped on the ship and there's no way to shop around. Because cruise lines designed this system to minimize price resistance. They want you focused on fun, not math. Before you sail, plan to spend about 40% more than your base fare. That's the realistic cruise price. On day 1, go to guest services and ask them to print your account balance daily. You'll see charges as they happen, not in one painful lump at the end. That simple move puts you back in control and makes sure your bargain cruise actually stays a bargain. Secret 2. The cabin location trick. Most cruisers think all cabins are created equal, but that's the biggest myth at sea. The truth is, the bargain cabins you see online are often placed in the worst possible spots on the ship. Cruise lines know new passengers shop by price, not by deck plan. And that's where they get you. Here's how it plays out. One family books an inside guarantee cabin. That means the cruise line picks your room. Supposedly a great deal. They board, thrilled to start their vacation. But by the second morning, they're miserable. Why? Their cabin is directly under the buffet area. Every morning at 5:30 a.m., crew start dragging chairs and carts above their heads. It sounds like thunder rolling through the ceiling. And it's not just noise. Cabins near elevators, theaters, or crew access hallways get nonstop foot traffic, even at 2 a.m. You'll hear music, luggage wheels, and doors slamming when you're trying to sleep. Sleep is the real luxury on a cruise. Poor rest means cranky mornings, missed breakfasts, and zero energy for excursions. You didn't pay thousands to nap through paradise. Before booking, always check the deck plan for your specific ship. Look for cabins that have other rooms above and below, not public spaces. Midship and lower decks feel less motion and less noise. That's where experienced cruisers always book. Because when you sleep well, everything else about your cruise feels 5 stars. Secret 3. The drink package myth. Cruise lines push drink packages like they a must-have, but most passengers never actually get their money's worth. That unlimited package sounds like a dream. Endless cocktails, frozen margaritas, and piña coladas by the pool. But here's the catch. To break even, you'd have to drink a lot more than you probably want to. Take this real example. On Royal Caribbean, the deluxe beverage package costs around $70 a day per person. That's $490 for a week each. And remember, everyone in your cabin over 21 usually has to buy it, too. To make that cost worth it, you'd need to down at least 6 to 7 alcoholic drinks every single day. Most people don't realize that until halfway through the cruise, when they're forcing themselves to grab just one more cocktail to justify the price. And that's exactly what cruise lines bank on. You thinking you saving money while they quietly win every round. Overconsumption leads to dehydration, fatigue, and spending more on hangover cures than souvenirs. You end up feeling worse instead of more relaxed. Skip the package up front. Wait until day 2 or 3. Many ships quietly discount drink deals mid-cruise. Or, if you're a light drinker, buy a wine bottle package or punch card instead. You'll still enjoy those sunset cocktails, but you'll walk off the ship with your wallet and your liver both intact. Secret 4. The buffet reset. Here is a truth the cruise lines will never print on their glossy menus. Not every dish on the buffet is as fresh as it looks. Cruise ships are floating cities, with thousands of mouths to feed 3 times a day. To make that work, the galley runs on efficiency, not freshness. And yes, that often means yesterday's leftovers quietly find new life on today's buffet line. Here's a real example. On one major cruise line, a chef admitted that the pasta salad from lunch often became the chef's choice casserole for dinner. The untouched rolls from the main dining room, they're reheated and brushed with butter for the next meal. Nothing goes to waste, because food waste at sea is expensive. Now, this doesn't mean the food is unsafe. It is just not always as made from scratch as the marketing suggests. But if you've ever wondered why some buffet dishes taste a little repetitive, now you know. Reheated or repurposed food means fewer nutrients, blander flavor, and higher chances of stomach discomfort, especially on longer voyages. And when you're trapped at sea, a bad stomach is the last souvenir you want. Skip the big buffet rush. Head to the made-to-order stations. Omelets, stir-fry, pasta, or carving counters where food's cooked fresh in front of you. Or splurge on a specialty restaurant the first night. They half empty and often offer embarkation day discounts. Because on a cruise ship, freshness favors the strategic eater. Secret 5. The cashless trap. Cruise lines call it convenience. But that little key card in your pocket? It's one of the most profitable tricks at sea. You never see cash change hands. You just swipe your sea pass or medallion and go for drinks, shops, arcade games, photos, and Wi-Fi. It feels effortless, almost too easy. And that's the point. When you stop thinking in dollars, you start spending more freely. Here is a real story. One family let their teenage son hold on to dad's sea pass just to grab a soda. By day 3, their onboard account showed $180 in arcade credits and souvenir photos. He had no idea each swipe was real money. Guest services printed the statement, and it looked like a shopping spree. Cruise lines intentionally use that psychological gap, the same way casinos use chips instead of cash. It delays the pain of payment until you're already hooked. Those little charges, a latte here, a towel rental there, add up fast. And unlike on land, you can't use a credit card app to track your spending in real time. You find out only at checkout, when it's too late to fix. On embarkation day, head to guest services and set a spending limit per person. Many lines allow you to block or cap a card, especially for kids. Check your account daily on the app or kiosk. The smartest cruisers track their tab. The rest fund the ship's next renovation. Secret 6. The excursion commission game. Cruise lines don't just sell shore excursions. They profit from them. Big time. Most passengers assume booking directly through the cruise line guarantees the best deal and safety. But here's the catch. Those tours are often run by the same local operators you can find online, just with a 25 to 50% markup. That difference goes straight into the cruise line's pocket as commission. Here's how it works. A snorkeling excursion in Cozumel costs $75 per person if you book directly with the local company. The exact same trip, booked through Carnival, is $120. The same bus, same guide, same reef. The only difference? One goes through the ship's accounting system first. Cruise lines justify the markup as insurance. If you're late, the ship waits. Independent tours can't guarantee that. But the truth is, delays are extremely rare. Reputable operators build buffer time into every itinerary because they rely on cruise passengers for business. Overpaying for every tour means your total trip costs skyrocket. A family of 4 could easily waste $400 to $600 just by booking through the onboard desk instead of directly. Before you sail, research third-party operators like Viator, Shore Excursions Group, or local tour companies with back-to-ship guarantees. Check reviews and confirm they monitor ship schedules. You'll get smaller groups, better service, and serious savings. Secret 7. The port day price drop. Here's a secret cruise lines quietly hope you never figure out. Prices onboard plummet when the ship is in port. Most passengers are off exploring, shopping, or swimming with dolphins, and that's when the ship's onboard businesses are desperate for customers. Spa staff, bartenders, even the Wi-Fi desk all slash prices to fill those empty hours. While the ship is docked in Nassau, a couple wanders into the spa. Yesterday, a 50-minute massage was $150. Today, $99 with a complimentary foot scrub. Why? Because half the guests are ashore. The same goes for drink packages. Some lines quietly offer mid-cruise discounts if sales are lagging. Even the premium Wi-Fi plans sometimes drop by 20% during port days. But most cruisers never see these deals. They're too busy shopping for souvenirs on land, while savings are sitting right there on the ship. Missing these port day discounts means you're literally paying more to spend less time on board. The spa, gym, and restaurants are emptier, calmer, and cheaper. It's the perfect time to enjoy the ship itself. Always check the daily cruise planner or app each morning. Look for port day specials. They vanish fast. Plan one port day to stay aboard. Book discounted treatments. Enjoy private pools and skip the crowds. Secret 8. The cabin upgrade algorithm. Cabin upgrades aren't random, they're calculated. Most cruisers think it's pure luck when they get that surprise email. You've been upgraded to a balcony. But behind the scenes, cruise lines run complex algorithms that decide exactly who deserves that bump, and it's rarely the first-time passenger who paid full price. Here's how it actually works. The system scans loyalty tiers, past spending habits, and cabin occupancy patterns. A returning guest who's already in the mid-tier loyalty program spends big at the bar and books early. They're far more likely to get that upgrade offer. Meanwhile, a new cruiser who grabbed a last-minute guarantee fare gets nothing, even if they paid nearly the same. One veteran cruiser on MSC shared that after reaching Voyager's Club Gold, she started receiving complimentary balcony upgrades twice in a row. Before that, nothing for 5 cruises straight. The line knew she was loyal and likely to spend more once on board. Upgrades are part of the cruise line psychology. They reward predictable spenders to keep them loyal, not random guests. Always enroll in the loyalty program before booking. Even your very first cruise counts. Link your profile to every sailing, sign up for newsletters, and book directly with the line when possible. The system remembers returning guests. Secret 9. The Wi-Fi bandwidth battle. Cruise lines don't want you to know this, but the ship's Wi-Fi isn't slow because of the ocean, it's slow by design. That frustrating buffering, that spinning circle when you try to upload a photo, it's not just satellite lag. Cruise companies intentionally throttle basic internet speeds to push you into buying pricier plans. Here's how it plays out. You purchase the basic surf plan to check email and scroll social media. But once on board, even opening Gmail feels like 2005 dial-up. Within hours, you get an upgrade to premium streaming for a faster connection. Of course, it costs another $20 a day. One Royal Caribbean passenger tested both and found download speeds tripled immediately after upgrading. Same ship, same satellite, just a paywall in between. You're not just paying for speed, you're being upsold through frustration. And if multiple passengers stream movies at once, bandwidth tanks for everyone. It's a system built to make the slow plan unbearable. Before you board, download everything offline: shows, playlists, maps, and boarding docs. Use airplane mode and connect only when needed. If you must buy Wi-Fi, grab it mid-cruise during port days. That's when lines quietly roll out discounts. Secret 10. The entertainment queue trick. You don't need to line up an hour early for every show, but on some ships, waiting too long can cost you your seat entirely. Here's the inside truth. Cruise lines often overbook theater shows, comedy acts, and live productions. Why? Because they know not everyone who reserves a seat will show up. It's a calculated gamble, and sometimes it backfires. On MSC Seaside, for example, passengers who made show reservations weeks in advance still got turned away. The line had filled the theater with standby guests after the reserved seats sat empty for just a few minutes. By the time the original guests arrived, right on time, their spots were gone. And yes, this happens on other lines too, including Royal Caribbean and Norwegian. That incredible Broadway-style show you've been waiting for can disappear from your itinerary if you time it wrong. Cruise entertainment is a highlight, and missing it means missing some of the ship's best value. You've already paid for it in your fare. Treat big shows like priority events. Arrive 15 to 20 minutes early, not 5. Pick the earlier showtime if possible, since later ones fill faster after dinner. Avoid booking late dining if it overlaps with headline acts. And for standing room shows, ask crew which performances tend to have lighter crowds. Secret 11. The fresh cabin illusion. Your cabin may look spotless when you first walk in, but here's the truth. It's not as clean as you think. Most cruise lines give cabin stewards less than 20 minutes to flip a room between guests. That includes stripping the beds, disinfecting the bathroom, vacuuming, and restocking amenities. It's an incredibly fast process, and while crew members work hard, it means some surfaces never get a proper clean. One former cabin attendant on Norwegian admitted that remotes, light switches, and balcony rails are rarely wiped between guests unless visibly dirty. Why? Because time is the enemy. When 3,000 passengers disembark and another 3,000 board the same day, there's no margin for deep cleaning. And what looks like a fresh room is often just a speed clean, clean sheets, new towels, but germs left behind from the last voyage. Cruise ships are enclosed environments where thousands of people share tight spaces. Viruses like norovirus spread fast, and those high-touch areas, door handles, phones, and TV remotes, are prime culprits. As soon as you board, take 5 minutes to do a DIY surface clean. Bring a small pack of disinfectant wipes and hit the key spots: remote, bathroom handles, vanity, balcony door, and light switches. It's quick, easy, and one of the smartest things a seasoned cruiser does automatically. Secret 12. Crew tip pools aren't what you think. Here is a secret that even veteran cruisers often miss. The automatic gratuities you recharged aren't always going where you think they are. Cruise lines promote these service charges as a convenient way to ensure every crew member is fairly compensated. But behind the scenes, that money often gets funneled into a pooled system, one that's managed by the cruise line, not the individual workers who serve you every day. A former dining room waiter from Carnival shared that his monthly pay barely changed after gratuities were raised fleet-wide. Why? Because the tips go into a shared fund that's split among multiple departments: housekeeping, kitchen, and even back-office operations. On some ships, part of it even offsets salary budgets. That means your generous gesture may never reach the smiling cabin steward who cleaned your room twice a day. Crew members work brutal hours, 10 to 14 hours a day, and many rely on direct cash tips for personal income. When everything goes through the system, their reward for exceptional service disappears into a spreadsheet. Leave the automatic gratuities on. They do help balance fairness overall, but when someone truly goes above and beyond, hand them cash directly. Even $10 to $20 in an envelope on the last day means far more to them than a digital entry in the cruise line's system. Secret 13. The embarkation timing hack. Every cruiser wants to board early, but here's the secret. Getting on the ship first isn't always the best move. Cruise lines love showing those early birds rushing through embarkation photos with cocktails in hand. But behind that smile, they dragging carry-ons around the ship for hours, waiting for cabins that aren't ready. Here's a real story. A couple boards their Carnival ship at 10:30 a.m. They're thrilled. First ones through security, first on the gangway. But then reality hits. Cabins won't open until 1:30 p.m. The buffet's packed, pool chairs are taken, and their bags weigh a ton. By the time they finally drop everything off, they're exhausted. Meanwhile, passengers who arrived at 1:15 walk straight to their staterooms. No lines, no waiting, and full access right away. Early boarding sounds smart, but often means wasting your first hours in crowds, heat, and frustration. And that's supposed to be your vacation kickoff. Skip the 10 a.m. rush. Aim to arrive mid-window, around 1 p.m. By then, lines are shorter, check-in is smooth, and cabins are open. Drop your bags, grab lunch, and explore while everyone else fights for seats in the buffet. If your ship offers staggered check-in, pick the latest slot that still fits your travel plans. It's the same ship, but your first impression will feel first class, not first in line. Secret 14. The laundry markup. Cruise laundry prices are one of the sneakiest upcharges at sea. Most passengers don't even look at the laundry menu until halfway through the voyage, when they run out of clean clothes. That's when they realize they're about to pay hotel-level prices for basic wash and fold service. Here's how it plays out. A guest on Royal Caribbean sends out a small bag, 4 shirts, 3 pairs of socks, and 2 shorts. The bill? $47. That's almost the cost of buying new clothes in port. And if you try to press or dry clean something fancy, prices jump to $8 or more per item. Multiply that by a week-long cruise, and you've just spent enough to fund another shore excursion. Cruise lines quietly bank on this mid-trip desperation, Passengers packing light to save luggage fees, then paying premium rates once they're trapped at sea. It's one of those onboard conveniences designed to make you feel grateful while your wallet shrinks. Laundry costs can quickly eat into your onboard budget, and since they're posted in your stateroom, few passengers even notice until after the service is done. Pack travel-sized detergent packets or quick-dry clothing. Most ships have a self-service laundrette, far cheaper and open 24/7. Choose one mid-cruise laundry day, wash what you need, and you'll stay fresh without the surprise bill. Secret 15. The power outlet problem. Here's something most first-time cruisers never expect. Your cabin has fewer power outlets than a budget motel from the 90s. Cruise ships were designed years before smartphones, tablets, cameras, and smartwatches became travel essentials. Many standard cabins, even on new ships, have just two outlets, often located in awkward spots near the vanity. Here's how it plays out. A family of four boards a Carnival cruise, each armed with phones, a GoPro, and two tablets. By night one, there's a charging war. Phones fight for priority. The camera dies halfway through a shore excursion, and mom's hair straightener gets unplugged mid-use. The frustration builds fast. Cruise lines know this is an issue, but they restrict what you can bring. Surge protectors and extension cords are banned because they can overload the ship's electrical system. That means passengers are left juggling devices, rotating chargers, and waking up to half-dead batteries. Between using your phone as a camera, navigator, and digital keycard, a dead device can disrupt your day. And on modern ships where apps handle everything, from dinner reservations to show tickets, staying charged isn't optional. Pack a non-surge USB hub or multi-port adapter. They're allowed and a total lifesaver. Charge overnight using one outlet for all devices, and keep a portable power bank for shore excursions. Secret 16. The early bird disembark trick. Getting off the ship can take hours, unless you know this one secret. Most passengers assume disembarkation morning is simple. Eat breakfast, stroll off, and catch your flight. But the reality? It's chaos. Thousands of people crowd stairwells and corridors, waiting for their luggage color to be called. You can stand still for an hour just to move 10 feet. Here's how it usually goes. One couple has a noon flight home. They line up at 7 a.m., following the crowd, only to find their luggage group isn't being released for another 45 minutes. Meanwhile, seasoned cruisers stroll past them, rolling their own bags straight through customs. They're using a hidden advantage called self-assist disembarkation. This option lets you carry your own luggage off the ship as soon as clearance is given. No waiting, no crowd, no baggage claim delay. You can be in a taxi while others are still fighting for space in the atrium. Disembarkation stress can ruin the end of an otherwise perfect trip. Missed flights and frantic goodbyes happen every sailing simply because people don't know there's a better way. Pack light enough to manage your own bags. The night before, tell your cabin steward you'll be doing self-assist disembarkation. You'll get early clearance and be among the first off the ship. Then enjoy breakfast ashore, calm, early, and stress-free. Secret 17. The ice cream and pizza hack. Some of the best food on the ship isn't on any menu, and cruise lines hope you never find out. Everyone knows about the buffet and the main dining room, but here's the secret. There's a whole underground world of off-menu treats that only frequent cruisers and friendly crew members know exist. Take this story. On a Carnival cruise, a passenger chatting with a late-night pizza cook discovered something special. If you asked nicely, they'd make you a custom combo pizza with toppings from other stations. Want pepperoni and pineapple at midnight? Done. On MSC, one guest learned the gelato bar had hidden flavors that never appear on the display. They rotate extras for crew or VIPs, and a polite question often gets you a scoop. Cruise ships are floating ecosystems, and the galley team loves making people's day, but they don't announce it. That's why most passengers settle for the same buffet items night after night, while others are savoring personalized creations. Discovering these unlisted gems adds fun and value to your trip, and it's a great way to connect with the crew. You'll get better service all week just by being friendly and curious. Talk to the staff at smaller food stations, pizza, deli, dessert. Smile, ask if they ever do special orders. You'll be amazed what's possible. Secret 18. The loyalty status shortcut. You don't have to cruise for years to earn elite perks. There is a shortcut the cruise lines rarely talk about. Every major cruise brand has a loyalty program. Carnival's VFP, Royal Caribbean's Crown and Anchor, MSC's Voyagers Club. They reward repeat guests with free drinks, cabin upgrades, and priority boarding. But what most people don't know is that some lines match your status from a competitor. That means you can walk onto a new cruise line already treated like a VIP. Here is a real example. An experienced cruiser with platinum status on Norwegian Cruise Line decided to try MSC. She sent a quick email to MSC's loyalty desk with proof of her NCL level, and within days, she was upgraded to gold status. That earned her a welcome cocktail, a free specialty dinner, and late disembarkation on her very first sailing with them. Cruise lines do this quietly because they want to poach loyal travelers from competitors, but they don't advertise it. It's the same strategy airlines use, but most cruisers never think to ask. Reaching elite status normally takes years of sailing and thousands of dollars. With one email, you can skip straight to the good stuff. Before booking with a new cruise line, visit their website or email their loyalty department asking if they offer a status match program. Include a screenshot or proof of your current status. Secret 19. The sunscreen scam. Cruise lines know you'll forget something, and they're ready to profit from it. One of the biggest onboard ripoffs isn't champagne or Wi-Fi, it's sunscreen. Passengers always underestimate how much they'll need, especially in the Caribbean or Mediterranean, where the sun hits harder than it does back home. And cruise lines take full advantage. Here's how it plays out. A guest on Royal Caribbean forgets their sunscreen and heads to the onboard shop. The same SPF 50 bottle that costs $7 at Walmart is priced at $19.99 on the ship for a travel size. Worse, if you're docked at a private island like Perfect Day at Coco Cay or Ocean Cay, there's nowhere else to buy it. You're stuck. Pay the premium or burn. It's not just sunscreen, either. Aloe gel, hats, and even water bottles are all marked up 200 to 300%. Cruise lines justify it as convenience, but it's one of their most reliable revenue streams. Unburn isn't just uncomfortable. It can ruin the rest of your cruise. Missed excursions, painful nights, and peeling skin in all your vacation photos. And you'll be paying triple for relief cream on top of it. Pack your own full-size sunscreen and checked luggage. TSA rules don't apply to cruise terminals. Bring a small refillable tube for shore days, and stash a travel bottle of aloe just in case. Secret 20. The off-season gold mine. Here's the biggest secret cruise lines never advertise. The best cruises don't sail in summer. They sail in the shoulder season. Most travelers automatically book during school breaks or holidays, when prices soar and ships are packed. But the pros? They target the off-peak months, and they get the same ship, same destinations, and better service for hundreds less. Here's a real example. In October, one couple booked a 7-night Caribbean cruise for $699 per person. The same itinerary in July, $1,049, and every cabin sold out. On the October sailing, their ship was barely 70% full. No buffet lines, empty pool decks. Crew had time to chat, service felt personal, and excursions weren't crowded. It felt like a private yacht at half the price. Peak season doesn't guarantee better weather or experiences. In fact, it often means higher humidity, longer lines, and rushed staff. Cruise lines raise fares simply because demand spikes, not because the trip is better. Look for cruises in April, May and September, October. These shoulder months offer lower fares, cooler temps, and more space to breathe. For Alaska, aim for early May or late September. For the Caribbean, avoid spring break and Christmas at all costs. Conclusion plus call to action. And there you have it, 20 secrets the cruise lines don't want you to know. From those free fares that quietly double in cost to the hidden perks loyal cruisers unlock with a single email, these are the insider moves that separate rookies from veterans. You now know how to dodge the overpriced Wi-Fi, score mid-cruise discounts, and sail during the golden off-season when ships feel half empty and entirely yours. So here's your challenge. On your next voyage, pick 3 of these secrets and actually try them. Watch how your experience and your savings transform. If you found this helpful, tap like, subscribe, and ring the bell so you never miss a new episode. And if you think these secrets were wild, wait until you see what's banned on board next year.